Oh, I'm going to have to go around the other side to get that one. Maybe not. Let's see. Yep. I got to go around the other side. I picked 3 yesterday. Now there's 3 here. I'm going to let them go. And I'm going to let this one go till tomorrow. These are much easier to find. So I should have 4 tomorrow. Make sure I'm not missing any. Oh, 5. So I'll have 5. Happy Friday, y'all. We're going to start our weekend vlog on Friday today. Out in the garden. Plus, I am testing this mic. I'm not affiliated. This is the one that I had mentioned to you guys a long time ago. And it's really not for my volume because I have to tend when I edit to lower my volume. But it's really for Mr. Buddy. But I'm testing it to see if we can be at a distance and you guys can hear us. But right now I'm going to harvest. We're going to feed. So while I'm harvesting, and I think I'm going to do the green chilies and get them out because we'll be putting them up. We're going to go back to this morning, what Buddy was working on. And then I'll join you back here. Hopefully I have a lot of peppers I can harvest and get these plants up. But Mr. Buddy, one more time, is trying to survive something for me. That's a little on the old side. Buddy's about to perform surgery on my wall clock. Now, I don't want to get in his way, but what he just told me, there's like 4,700 little screws.
That's an exaggeration, but I made it an exaggeration. There's like bunches of them.
But there's a story about this clock. And 2 weeks ago, I kept changing the battery and it wouldn't work. So I asked Buddy, can you buy motors? Well, I didn't know that's what to call. That's what I called it. But it's the little
Clock movement.
Clock movement. He said, well, absolutely. So what does Mr. Buddy do? He picks me up a motor. I'm calling it a motor. And let's hope that that's why it stopped working. Because about, I'm thinking 12, 15, it's pushing 15, ain't it, buddy? About 15 years ago. You know, we used to do a lot of yard sales on Saturday mornings, church sales, neighborhood sales. Well, this clock was sitting with a large planter. And I thought the planter was like terracotta, heavy, and it's enormous. I don't think we still have it, do we? No, the storm took it out. Oh, we do still have that rubber one?
I think it's out there.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Anyway, I said, oh, it's sitting out by the road. I guess nobody wanted it, or those 2 items, so we picked them up. Well, when he reached down, because I said, oh, I can't pick that planter up. He picked it up one hand. I thought, man, he's strong. He's like, ugh. And I'm like, here, let me help you. And he let go of it. Well, you know, when your mind says something's heavy, y'all, it was styrofoam. I could pick it up with one hand. But I was so tickled about my clock. It was free. So it has hung on the living room wall at our old place, this place, for about 15 years. And when I figured, uh-oh, it's going bad, I got to Googling and searching what these size clocks cost. And I said, well, I won't ever have another clock on my wall. This old gal ain't paying $50, upwards of $100. And so I thought, okay, maybe motors. What'd you say, $12? $12 for the little motor. So cross y'all's fingers that it works. That means I only have $12 invested, and a little AAA battery every year for 15 years. I'm getting my money's worth. Well, it was free, so actually I have a $12 clock now, if it works. But that's his project this morning. You and I are about to go to the garden, and then if it works, I'll bring y'all back into the living room so you can see how gorgeous this clock is and why I hope that it works. I didn't ever want to get rid of my clock. We ran into a kink. What Buddy is saying, because the arms that came in this kit are so tiny, I wouldn't be able to see the clock. So he's going to try, and plus they don't fit on the bushing, right?
Yeah,
Bud?
I'm not going to tell you couldn't search around for 100 years and find a movement that would fit this, but the problem is the bushing had some corrosion, so the bushing fell out of the original arm. So it's no good anyway, even if you had the right movement. The movement is the same as far as length and all looks like, but the problem is this does not have a slot to put it on and hold it to where to turn. And this one, the bushing came out of it, so therefore I could push the bushing in and glue it, but the bushing is just a little bit oversized, so it wouldn't fit that anyway. So my thoughts are, this is the one that come with the movement kit.
See how tiny that is?
See the little brass bushing? So my thoughts are to come in here and put that under it like that and glue it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also do the same with this one. With this arm here that has the slot in it, and glue it under it with the slot right in the hole.
Because if I use the new arms, we wouldn't know what time it is. They are so tiny in comparison to what those are.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta figure, there's the comparison.
Yeah.
And there's the comparison. So big clock like this, you can look at across the house.
Right.
You're gonna be looking at that across the house. So, I mean, I think we will go ahead and glue these, give them some time to dry.
Yep.
And then we'll assemble this.
He got it up. And look, you can't even hardly tell. Remember, he glued the little ones? Look right here. It kind of just adds a little design. And this one, you can't even see it. But there is my clock. And it's back in business. What do you think about my clock? Y'all, that's the prettiest clock in my eyes. And I think his gluing might work. But right now, I am taking out the green chilies that we will can, just like the green chilies that you would, something bit me, like you would buy in the store, the little green chilies. So we're gonna get those canned hopefully Sunday. But not much cleaning out, but quite a bit. I mean, we could let the peppers go, but we're seeing fall's coming, and I'm starting to see the temperature change. There's no more blooms. They're starting to get more stunted. So, and of course, I've been seed saving too. Every week I take 2 of the large ones, and I'm opening up, drying them for next year's growing. But they're very pretty peppers. And I know some of them are larger than this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get all that I can and call the green chili peppers done for the season. Hey y'all, Buddy come out here and he got his squirt bottle and he said he just doused a whole bunch of nymphs and I don't see them.
Right
Oh,
there.
right here. Oh my
Load it up.
heavens.
Finna get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm checking everything else now. I had
Look at them. So what'd you spray them?
On, soapy water. Dawn dishwashing and soapy water.
Okay. And that'll rectify them?
They gone.
Good. Okay, I showed this to y'all last week. It's the Fertilum, depending on where your zip code is. It's the 958-8. Now, you can follow the directions, mix it in water, give a drink. Lippy don't do that. Lippy's gonna, because these are 25-gallon pots. I'm actually going to take a fourth of this mixture and I'm going to sprinkle it in each bucket. I mean, very, very little. I may not even use quite all of this. They need to be watered. So I'm going to water them in, or water this in. And that's how I've been using this stuff. You know how many buckets, especially in a summer garden, that I'd have to mix? So a little pinch of this, water it in, and I'm comfortable doing it like that. So we're going to give Mr. Buddy's tomato that he found growing. Tell you what, with all the acorns and the leaves and all dropping, it makes a mess in the garden. I'm having to use that blower often. Now some of these tomato plants are very weak, but they're green, so I'm probably going to lose that one. The wind's blowing, so be mindful the direction that the wind's blowing before you get willy-nilly sprinkling a powder. Well, hello, Lou. We only picked 2 cucumbers today. I picked 3 yesterday. Now, I do not wash my cucumbers. I set them in a Ziploc bag open with a piece of paper towel, and I wash them as we get ready to use them. If I was to wash them now, it'll make them get soft. But this is the harvest. This is all green chilies, those heatless habaneros, and then we have 5 delicious Sundance cucumbers. Before we get to the periwinkle, remember when I gave these lantanas a massive haircut because they got sun-scald? Well, down here in Louisiana, we can do that. And they'll actually act as a perennial. But we're going to talk about the periwinkle. Now, I had seed started these. And they've done fantastic right here. Still just vibrant and beautiful. Let's go over here. Look at this. That's a volunteer. So what we're fixing to do is we're going to dig it up, put it in a pot. It's not going to die by no means. May get a little bit in shock, but I'm curious because this is an annual here. It used to not be many years ago, but something has actually shifted and changed, and they will die on you. So I'm going to put it in a pot, and I'm going to see if I can house it in the greenhouse. Buddy did get some cuttings off of the large one, and he's got them growing really good. And then he bought 2 very small ones so he can get cuttings off of it. But we're going to put this in a new pot. Yes, this is where the wasps were in Clyde. Let me go get my scooper. And the reason why it looks a little funny, I left my tripod in the house. We're gonna make it work, right? Y'all, one day, Lippy gonna get it right. Might be in my next lifetime. Whoa, 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 y'all. Hold on, I gotta get my spray. It went back up in Clyde. I hope they ain't started a new nest. Okay. I should cut this out. Oh. I didn't mean to spray that way. Wonder where it went. Oh, now I'm nervous. Oh, oh Lord. Buddy! Well, I don't Ooh, here's another one.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? I kind of got excited, so I got a hell of a mess.
Woo.
Okay, it went up in the
Wait.
butt. Well, I sprayed the back.
Yeah.
But then you see where his cone is?
Uh-huh.
When I squirted it, ooh,
Like that one?
Yeah.
Don't get it on my flowers.
well, that's what I'm
Don't be
saying.
shooting
I
the
got,
flowers.
well, I got it everywhere
It'll
now.
kill the flowers.
I know, that's why I got to get
It's
the
like
water
kerosene.
hose. See? Ooh, can you do something?
Yeah.
Go to his beak.
Yeah. This beak is not all of it.
No, up on top, got a cone. In that hole. No, Lord, they're flying.
They're in the hole in the bottom.
No.
Yeah. I just watched them come out.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what do we do?
Oh, well. Get back.
Oh.
That's what you do, is get back.
Oh, I got that stuff all over the flower.
I know. It's bad.
Oh, don't bring him to me. Damn, buddy. Oh, you see the nest?
It was on up in the head.
I told you that's where the cone.
But they were coming out the bottom.
Yeah, but it was in the cone because that's where they flew out at me.
Coming out the bottom. So,
Is that killing them or just getting them gone?
let's get them. They gone. They done.
Okay, so now I better get the water hose and clean my mess up.
Yeah, you probably better wash it
I
on
was
down.
gonna plant the
Wash-
periwinkle.
Wash old Henry down too.
Okay. Here.
Here.
They ain't gonna come
Here,
back on me,
here.
are they?
Well, they're gonna be coming back hunting their home, but they'll be all right.
Sweet Lord, help me.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Oh my God, that scared me. Did you want me to spray the inside of him?
Yeah, you can wash it all down.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't spray.
All down.
I sprayed the world.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be able to use the blower because everything's wet. Are y'all still there? This is a hot mess. I mean, this is life, right? Lippy loses her tripod. Well, no, it's in the house. I get attacked by wasps, not literally. I need some ice water and calm down. But I'm just trying to get the dirt wet. I'm gonna add a little bit of this, make sure there ain't nothing in there. Not much, because I got a backfill, but I just want to add a little bit. I'm gonna try to zoom in. I moved y'all to the table just in case I gotta grab this water hose. I don't want to drown my phone. All right, I'm going to just make a small, a little well. See that root? That's not exactly what I intended, but it's gonna work, y'all. I didn't realize they were that long. Okay, now I'm gonna backfill. We'll give it a little mash. Okay, oops. All right, now let's add some more soil. Whew, I thought I was hot, but man, I think my blood pressure hit 300 over 300. Whew. All right, I'm good with that. I got to do a freezer meal, and I'll explain to you why I got to do a freezer meal. You know, you get in that rabbit hole when you organize your freezer, especially your meat freezer, and you check dates, you bring things to the top, you know, rotation. Well, I found a surprise. So we're going to make a freezer meal out of it. This is a weekend vlog, guys. Look at our zucchini. Now, the white powder, y'all know that's Captain Jack's. Okay, let's go on down. We got a yellow squash, That's a zucchini. No label on the tomato, so that is a hillbilly, which is a indeterminate. Here's the other hillbilly. They're doing good, guys, but I'm concerned. That's why I'm putting the food to them. Now, doesn't this look more open? Let's go down here. Buddy's little patio tomato. This is that habanero. And I'm gonna go slow. I want y'all to see if the camera doesn't get squirrely on me. Okay, can y'all see all of them peppers? That's just a corner, guys. If I step back, no lie, there's 50 to 75 peppers. Okay, here is our cucumber. This is the one we had to seed start again. Look at that. Here's one. Very prolific, guys. There's 3 right here in this area. Okay, here's the other one. Remember I said I was gonna leave that cucumber, that one in the back, and this one for tomorrow. Oh, and there's one. But it has climbed all the way across. And you see the shade cloth does not bother anything that's a vine. I haven't seen where it's affected it at all. Remember I had to reseed this green bean, but I actually put one here and it didn't come up. But we have blooms. I did put 3 seeds here about 4 days ago. Some more blooms. So once I start seeing these purple blooms, I will not be using the Captain Jacks unless I have an invasion. And then guess what? Lippy's gonna use the Captain Jacks. But we'll go on down. There's 4 in here. Let's see, yeah, 1. Oh, let me get this leaf off, guys. This was one that got real wet when we had them floods. So I want to try to get that off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, lots of blooms. Here is, I think that's a squash. Because then I do 2 and 2 and there was 2 zucchini over there. So if everything continues like it's continuing, we will have a great fall harvest. Now here is one of those hillbillies. Look how pretty, but yet I don't see a bloom. Wait, I am lying. Look at there. Oh my. We're gonna walk over here. Here's another hillbilly. There's the mint. Remember, it looked pitiful when we transplanted it, but it's filling in great. Now this is a determinate. This is an Ace 55. So I'm banking on these to produce. All right, let's go down here. This is what I'm fighting, guys, is these leaves, and I have to come out 3 times a day because I don't know what the leaves may have on them, and I don't want them infecting my plants. Here's that little tomato I told you that it's a celebration. It probably doesn't even stand a chance. Okay, let's walk over here. This is the only hoop that I actually planted in. But there's a celebration. So they're all about the same size. But let's go to the mums. In a month's time. Oh, that sounded funny. Mums in a month's time. You see how it filled in? It's pretty. Here's the one that blooms purple, guys. And look. Look at all the little blue. I hope it doesn't get fuzzy on you guys. Maybe if I hold it still. But it's loaded in blooms. It's so pretty. There's Buddy's dragon wing begonia I like to kill with the wall spray, but I gave it a good washing. Well, y'all saw me. Guys, I don't know how we're gonna move this thing in that greenhouse this year. Phone says, I'm hot. I'm hot too. But there's the garden update. I gotta get some water and get cleaned up, We got to go in the house because I have to do this today. And then when I show you, you'll know why. Y'all, I'll never figure out how to make the lighting right when we're in the kitchen. I mean, I have 3 different switches, or should I say I have a switch that changes the light 3 different ways. I can't ever get it done. But I was able to cool off. It is, oh my, it's 4:30 Friday evening. And we're just now in the kitchen to work on our freezer meal. I took a break. Then I went out there and helped Mr. Buddy. Wonder what I'm doing. I'm cutting up onions. And I don't know why I started cutting these up because I want to show y'all something. I'll have to wash my hands. But we're making hamburger steak for the freezer. There is 6 patties here. When I was, well, hang on. Y'all know I got to get the hands washed because I got to talk with my hands. And right now they got some meat on them. Okay. I always get me a sink full of hot soapy water when I'm in the kitchen. Well, it's the first of the month. Let's see, today's what's Friday. So this was Wednesday because I pulled them out of the freezer. I always go to my upright freezer and I rotate every month. But about every 3 months, I do an inventory. How much do we have? How long does it carry us? If we need to extend the care, you know how it is. And the price of meat is unreal, especially beef. And I think I had mentioned we had done something with ground meat not too long ago. And I said, the cost of beef, which we're not big beef eaters, who can afford it, you know? Well, this was May the 3rd. May the 8th of this year. Buddy had found these Angus beefsteak burgers. $5.03 for 6 of them. Good by that next day. Because he'll go by and check the meat sales early morning. Like if he goes into work, he's 45 minutes early, he'll whip through a Kroger, a Brookshire, or something. And because this is Angus, it's not hamburger. Y'all, we don't like hamburger meat. So I call it hamburger, but we buy ground sirloin, ground chuck. We don't just buy burger. I don't know which end it's coming from, but he found a couple of packages. So I pulled one package out because we're talking about since May. And it's getting close to, well, the kids playing ball. Cameron's going to be in a fishing tournament this fall. Buddy's going to be the captain of the boat for his fishing. So it's going to make it easier if I start doing a few freezer meals. And I just didn't want these sitting in the freezer, which I had the package inside a vacuum seal package. I intended on pulling them out and cooking them through the summer, but I didn't. I have like burgers, but I didn't. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into 3 meals. There's 6 of these steaks, ground Angus steaks. I'm going to put 2 to a container. That gives us 3 dinners. The total was $5.03, okay, with tax. So that's going to come to what? $1.60 a meal for 2 of them. Am I doing my math right? Because 2 would be $1.50. 2 more would be $3. Then at $4.50 we paid $5.03. So let's round it up to $1.60 a meal. All I got to do is put some rice with it, eat it over toasted Texas toast, mashed potatoes. You can do so much with hamburger steak. Let's go ahead and get our gravy. I've got some leftover beef broth that Buddy had used. Okay, that's a 1.5 cups. I'm gonna top it off with a little water. I wanted 2 cups of liquid. Now, I don't ever measure, but I'm going to try. This is Worcestershire sauce. That's 1 tablespoon. And you see why I have this towel here? Because I can make a mess. That's about 2 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of Worcestershire. Now, don't come at me. This is cane syrup. Trust the process, my friends. Trust it. That's about a teaspoon. I like to use my bamboo spoons. Just like that. So, as I would call it, a demi-tap teaspoon of cane syrup. This is my homemade onion soup mix. And we're gonna measure, like a package I think is like 3 tablespoons. So I'm gonna dish out 3 tablespoons in my hand. Okay, 3 heaping tablespoons of onion soup mix. Now this is a browning sauce. All of this is optional. I think Kitchen Bouquet is a brand, but this is a Louisiana brand by Savoy's, and I really like it. And all it's gonna do is darken up this some. That's it. Not even a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon. And that's all it takes, guys. Now this is where I'm gonna get a little of my salt, not much, my voodoo seasoning. And this is basically to taste, but I'm gonna shake and try and maybe a half a teaspoon. But my Cajun seasoning is what I'm really going for. And a little black pepper, half a teaspoon. Now because this is cold, I'm gonna go ahead and add my thickening, which is about a tablespoon and a half of cornstarch. You don't wanna add cornstarch to a hot liquid, but that's gonna act as our thickening. About a high medium is what I'm gonna get this large skillet heating to. And we're gonna use a little bit of avocado oil. And I will season the tops of these steaks, burgers, with my Cajun seasoning. And then when I flip them over, I will season them again. Okay, I'm gonna put some seasoning on here. Oh yeah, I'm hearing a light sizzle, and that's what I want. I cleaned the plate that I had them sitting on, so that's what we're gonna put them back to, because we're not gonna fully cook these. We're just gonna get some nice browning on both sides. It's gonna finish cooking in the gravy. Just a scant of the garlic salt, not much. Yeah, that's getting close. Plus, I want to see, okay, my heat is more to the back. Okay, let's get these patties up. Oh, yeah. Perfect. And we're going to drain this, and this is just a glass bowl that has foil in it. And then when this oil cools down, I can just wrap it up in that foil and toss it. We're gonna add a couple of tablespoons of butter. Now this is a large Vidalia onion. Now I'm gonna saute these onions down a good 10 to 15 minutes. 7 minutes. All I've done is sit here and listen to a few tunes. And this is the color that I'm looking for, okay? I'm on a 6. I am turning it up to a high. It's all gonna make sense why I put that little bit of cane syrup in our gravy. It's fixing to make all the sense in the world. A tablespoon of tomato paste. Well, for this amount, I'm gonna do 2. All right, let's get this kind of moved around a little bit. I'm not looking for the tomato paste to melt just yet. some leftover cold coffee. About 4 tablespoons, guys. That's going to give us that rich color. You're not going to taste the coffee. Oh my goodness. So you see why I said it will all make sense. It's not going to be sweet. But the cane, the cold coffee, cooking this tomato paste down, lends the sweetness without the sweetness. I can't explain it till you try it, guys. But if you don't have coffee, you're not a coffee drinker, don't worry about the coffee. Just do the tomato paste. But you see how it kind of binds it and it all comes together, and I'm still staying on a high now. I want this tomato paste to break down. That's what's going to bring out all that goodness, that flavor. You're thinking, oh, this looks like a mess. Oh, but it's a decadent mess. And a lot of times I'll put my leftover coffee, this was from this afternoon at 3 o'clock, in ice trays, the little cubes, and freeze it. 24 hours, put it over in a bag, and you always have a cube of coffee, iced coffee, for glazing. Okay, here we go. I am going to turn my heat back down, probably to a number 4. I don't want it that hot. And we're just going to pour this gravy mix in here. Just like that. Move it back to about a number 6. 4 was a little bit too low. And we're going to let this start coming up to temp, bubbling, and see where we're at for thickness before we add the hamburger steaks. I am going to taste it for seasoning. Needs a little bit of salt. Other than that, it is spot on. Now remember, because this is going to cook low and slow, about 45 minutes, you got to think about the evaporation. So although you would say that's perfect gravy, not when you're talking about cooking it low and slow. So I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of water. Like I said, you could add beef broth, and I did add a little bit of salt. Okay, let this come back to temp, see where we're at, because I'm adding the liquid to make up for the evaporation. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more just to make sure. You know, the more I think about it with the water I added, I'm gonna add just a little bit of beef base. We don't have but a little drop, and that was a cup of water, by the way. About, let's see. Yep, it was a cup of water. Okay, I am happy with that. Okay, we are turning this down to low. Almost the lowest setting we have. And I'm gonna come in and out and check on it. But once it reduces to that very low, barely simmer, but you can kind of see it, 30 minutes. Now, if you see that you're losing liquid, add a couple of droplets of water. Not a lot, guys. But the longer that it starts cooking and simmering, you will get a little evaporation. That's going to thicken that gravy, unless you like thin gravy. But I'm happy with this, and once it's done, I'll let it cool good 45 minutes to an hour, and we're going to package it up in 3 different meals, and we have hamburger steak ready for us, and it's 5:12. We started at 4:25, so I let it go an hour. Low simmer. I tasted the gravy. It's going to be perfect. Now, I'm hoping I have gravy left, because in the future, I can make meatballs, cook them, 3/4 of the way, heat that gravy up, put them in there. Steak, hamburger steak. This would be great if you took ground chuck. hamburger, browned it, put it in this gravy, let it simmer down, and thicken it a little bit more if need be. Turn it into a shepherd's pie. I love to have leftover gravy. It cuts the cooking, down to nothing really, but whatever meat is going in it. So I've got my 2 hamburger steaks, and I am just going to top them off with the gravy. And of course, I'm gonna let these cool down to room temperature before I put the lids on and label them. And look at this, I have about a cup and a half of gravy left. And they're already cooling down, but I'm just gonna put the lid on like this to let them finish cooling down. Got a little gravy right here. And before I snap them on, and I will label them and date them. It is Sunday, about noon. I think I left y'all in the garden Friday, wasn't it? Yeah, Friday. Because yesterday we left out to go see the youngest grand. If you hear noise, y'all know the sound of that music, right? Coffee, y'all hear it? But yesterday we went to see our youngest grandson, we call him Mighty Mo, play his first football game. And he was able to grab a flag, and he almost got another flag, but he didn't get it. But let me tell you, all them little boys, they played hard, and we won. And then afterwards, we all went to eat and just celebrate, spend time with the family. And so yesterday, we took the day off and spent it with the kids. And when I say kids, that could be the grown kids or the no great grandkids. Zip it, Lippy. The grandkids. Good Lord, I don't want no great grandkids. Maybe about 20 more years. 25. I'm breaking up stale bread, y'all, because I gotta feed the chickens a little snack. But I'm gonna end our weekend vlog because Mr. Buddy got called out on a job. So y'all didn't see much of Mr. Buddy, and I apologize. I think he showed us his nymphs he eradicated, but we'll make up for it next weekend, so we apologize. But sometimes, and it's very, very seldom, but sometimes he gets called out and, he has to do his work. So it was mainly you guys and I. So hope you enjoyed it at least. But I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands. I just got through breaking up the bread. I'm going to insert a picture of Mighty Mo. And I did black out another little boy. And then I took a picture with my daughter and granddaughter. So 3 generations. And I took a picture with, I didn't get that one. Okay, you'll see Mighty Mo, and then you're gonna see my granddaughter, my daughter, and I. And then I'll meet you right back here. I gotta wash the hands. Doesn't Mighty Mo look all tickled? Y'all, that, what is that called? That mouth guard? I had to say, take that thing out your mouth. Because he'd smile with it, just cheese. He loves that mouth guard. And he has the inside one. Some other ones have this like binky looking one. That's the ones that can't deal with the insert. He loves his, and I found out why. It has a Kool-Aid flavor. It's got little red streaks all in it. So I'm assuming watermelon, strawberry, but it's a Kool-Aid flavor. But he was sweating down. Did y'all see that? And then we haven't had a picture probably in 2 years, give or take, of my little 3 generation. Boy, I tell you that Michaela is surely grown up. I think she's like 5'10", maybe pushing 5'11", and she'll be 18 at the end of this month. And then there's my daughter. She lives short, girl. She didn't get my height. I don't know where her shortness come from, to be honest, because, well, my sister's short, but other than that, we're all, you know, semi-tall people. But yeah, I was so tickled to have that picture. But the pot's almost done, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab the phone, because when we did fall decorating, was that last weekend? I think last weekend. I didn't have the bar done, and remember I still had to put my orange candle. Well, I'm gonna show y'all the 2 pieces that I put in to complete the fall decorating this year. I ended up using that platter, and I've got some little caramels here and on back there. The back side is, I think it's caramel apple. This is a maple cream. And then in these 3 canisters, we have candy. That's Mr. Buddy's favorite. Well, actually all the grandkids. We have more caramels here. And then caramels here. And I've just got my little green candle. So that completed the bar. That way I can slide it out of the way when I am cooking or whatever I'm doing. Remember, we didn't have the candy corns. Momo got the candy corns for the grandkids. Haven't done the cookies yet. I'll get around to that probably this week. And in this pumpkin, more of those sweeties. I really don't know what they are. Guys, I don't eat this candy. So that completes the dining room table centerpiece. And oh, I need to push the table together. Look at my gap. I gotta remember to do that. The backdrop by the kitchen sink completed. I didn't have my orange candle pulled out. I need to burn it a little bit more. I noticed I always like to burn the candles to where it looks like they've been, you know, used, and I blow it out. I don't like that white wick. But I pulled out the orange candle. And I don't know if the camera will show, but it's got like leaf design. And these are 2 candles, a squirrel and a turkey. But there again, I burn and then I blow it out. But aren't they cute? And when anyone comes in, to me, this is the centerpiece to the kitchen. So I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. I'm gonna go treat the chickens with their stale bread, and we'll end this weekend vlog. I hope that I did justice on the feeding. There was a couple of little boo-boos when I was editing yesterday driving in. It gave me something to do. I had a mic on, and y'all done seen it since then, but I forgot to put Mr. Buddy's mic on. So there was a segment Friday evening that he was trying to show y'all. It didn't work. All y'all would have seen was I cut his voice off. I don't know how to turn 2 on. I'll Google and find out. But as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I will see you guys on the next one, which will be Wednesday.